It's man like Dan. Come on! Welcome to Melanated and Proud.
Today, we have a young lady. She's full of smiles, good vibes, and bravery. She's a dental therapist and a dental hygienist. Always using tools, machinist. She's a very passionate and positive individual, and it's time for her to be visible. So let's welcome Hauwa.
What the intro? I will not hurt anyone.
How old are you?
What am I? You know, the other day I was like, how old am I? I totally forgot how old I am. I think I'm 26.
You think you know?
I'm 26.
How was like your childhood? Like, where was you born? Was you born in this country or?
No, I wasn't born here. I was born in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian bred. And I came here when I was about like 6. But to be honest, my childhood was lit. I can't even lie. I had so much fun. It makes you just realise when you get older, like, I just want to be a child again. But yeah, let me fast track to the dentistry bit. So I decided to do an apprenticeship in dental nursing. So this is where you're like an assistant to the dentist. Yeah. But for my first 2 days, I was like, I can't do this. I was going to walk out. They even came up to me and said, oh, she's not using initiative. Like, if you don't get your stuff together, you got to go. And I was thinking, this is not for me. But then I just persevered. I was like, you got to put effort. Like, with all my jobs that I did, I wasn't good at it at first, but I had to put effort. So I was like, I'm going to put in the effort and I'm going to learn things. I'm not going to listen to what all these people are saying. And then I did just that. Within 6 months, I was like working with a specialist. I was working with any dentist. I could do it. Started working on reception. Started helping with managerial duties. And then I learned how the actual business is run, not only just dental nursing. Learned how it's run, worked with different specialists and different people, so I knew exactly what would suit me. And like dental therapy was interesting because that's basically treatment for children. You do everything for children, like filling, extractions. And I really, really like that because I feel like children are the future. So you can shape their whole understanding of oral health from when they're young, and that goes on with them till they're older, and that will save them so much money. Much money.
I was gonna say, during that time, was you ever looking at what your friends were doing from like school and so on? Was you ever comparing yourself, or did you feel like you was catching up since you took a gap year?
No, because even when we left sixth form, all like you could see everyone like, you know, picking their unis and stuff like that. I just, in that moment when I just saw everyone doing stuff, I realised that everyone has their own path now. Even though we all went through secondary school and sixth form together, I've realised that life is hitting us now and we've all got to make decisions, and these decisions are impacting our lives. So just seeing everyone like do things, in my heart, I just felt like I just really wished them all the best because I understood what they were going through, right? Because I was going through that decision too. But in that moment, I realised everyone has their own lane. So I never really looked at my friends, what they were doing, or where they were at. To be fair, in that gap year, I was just so focused. I don't really think I did much socializing. Also because socializing costs money. So if it ain't free, I ain't going. So I didn't do much socializing. So I was kind of in my own bubble, which may not be good, but I needed to focus. So no, I just wished all my friends well, really. Everyone went on their own journey. Some people went uni. I'm not sure if anyone took gap years as such. Some people went on to make their A-level grades better, which I thought was dope. Like, because you always get told like, oh, that's it, you know, you get your grades, that's it, clearing. And it's like, no, if you want to go again and you want to get that uni, you can do it. There was always this age factor issue as well. So I felt like at sixth form, it was actually quite inspiring seeing everyone kind of go on their own journey. Like, I quite like that. So that kind of inspired me to kind of push more and go on my own journey. But no, I didn't really look at anyone else. I just wished everyone else the best, really.
That's really good, man, because you literally just stuck to your own lane, you focused on your own path, and you understood that everyone's got different destinations to go to.
Because they're not going to feed me. They won't feed me. If they become millionaire today, they're not going to send me 20k. So every man for himself. And while doing apprenticeship, I applied for dental hygiene and therapy. So I applied to UCL, Eastman Dental Hospital, King's College, and Queen Mary. They're the ones who do dental hygiene in London. There's also University of Essex, but I didn't get into Queen Mary or University of Essex. I got rejected from both. And then King's and UCL offered me interviews. I was like, what? Forget them man there. UCL again. I was like, what? Once I got the offer from UCL, I sent message to Kings and told them I'm not coming to the interview. I said it's better they give the opportunity to someone else quickly so they can quickly put someone else in there, because I'm going with UCL.
Forget that man there.
No, forget that man there. Sorry, Kings.
Yeah.
I might end up going to Kings to do a post-grad, so let's not ruin it, yeah?
Yeah.
You had to, keep your head down. I don't know if you heard that phrase before. You have to keep your head down, which means that even if certain things are said to you, you've got to keep going. Do you know what I mean? There's no therapy. I can't afford that, or counselling or whatever. You just got to keep going, kind of a thing. And certain situations happen with patients. Like, you have a medical emergency. Like, I don't know if you ever had seen someone faint in front of you or have a heart attack and stuff. But you would see stuff like that, and you're genuinely worried for them. And you're the one who's responsible. You got to act as fast as possible. But obviously, you got teachers there. But you got to start putting yourself in that scenario, because that's what you're going to be doing. Because a lot of the time you just think it's just cleaning teeth and stuff, or looking after teeth, but actually you're looking after that whole person while they're in your chair. If they have an allergic reaction, if they faint, if they have heart attack, it's up to you to deal with it. So that part was a bit hard at first, but then you get the hang of it, really. You get the hang of it. I only cried at the end. They only broke me at the end. The course broke me at the end.
But then they break you because you're still hearing it, so
yeah, I guess so.
But no, thanks for sharing that. It sounds like it was very challenging for you. Probably don't want to share those challenges, do you? But
no, I probably wouldn't share the challenges, but I just feel like I went in as one person and come out a total different person. I feel like you might hear a lot of people say that when they do like dentistry and medicine. You come in one person, you come out totally different. Because I went in like, gonna study, get some money after, but you actually come out a lot less selfish. And a little bit more understanding, if that makes sense. But yeah, so
I guess it's kind of like a caterpillar, the cocoon stage, isn't it? Like you went
exactly.
Now you're flying, innit? So
butterfly, that's a good one.
In the cocoon is all a bit dark, innit? All alone, like have to keep your head down, as you said.
Exactly.
But now look at you. Look at you. All right, cool.
I'm happy.
So how's it like for you getting jobs after?
Jobs, well, after uni I was like, I ain't looking for jobs, I'm not doing nothing. I'm taking a month off, because that's how bad it was. I had breakouts all on my forehead from the stress. Like, my body needed to actually get healthy again before I could start even thinking about that. So I took a recovery.
That's really good though, because you're really showing that you're trying to look after yourself, innit? Like, even at the beginning you took a gap year and so on, like you're constantly thinking about yourself. And after uni you wanted to take that break to get yourself back to yourself and feel good, I guess.
It's important to look after yourself, because if you don't, no one else is going to do it. That's just, I realized that quite early. Like, you've got to look after your health and all of that jazz, and pay attention to it, because life is short. So in that time you see a lot of people like die prematurely and stuff, and it's like nothing else matters. Literally nothing else matters. Like, you just got to try and do your best while you're still alive, and just look after yourself as well. To go dark. After the month break, the place that I did my apprenticeship, I went back there, but it was nice coming back there as the hygienist. Like, I just realized that, raw, and they were all so proud of me, because this were the same people who said, we're not sure she could do this. So they've seen my whole journey and how I've gotten to the end of it, and to get into uni and everything. And he, the owner of that practice, he's the one who wrote my reference as well for uni. So it was like a surreal moment. So,
if you look back on your journey, what would you say was the most important like factors in getting you to where you are now? Because let's say, for example, your apprenticeship, you said that you have to keep your head down and just persevere. Like, they kind of like doubted you, and so what were the main sort of moments that factors or things that you did to get you to where you are now?
What I did is like changing my mindset, because when you hear so many people say that you can't do something, you might just start to believe that you can't do that thing. But then I just changed my mindset to be, you know, you can do anything, but you've got to put the work in and you've got to put in the effort. And everything is just about knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the better you'll be good at something. So even though they said I wasn't using initiative, I knew that, bruv, I haven't even started learning. We hadn't even started school yet. I don't know nothing about dentistry. You've thrown me in there. Of course it's going to come across like you're not using initiative. Of course I know I have initiative, right? So I was just like, I was confident enough to boost myself basically and just be like, you know what, you got this. Like you've got to do this. You've got to figure this out. You've got to figure, because this is life. Like if you don't figure it out, no one's gonna do it for you. There was just no opportunity for failure. Like obviously you're gonna fail, right? Don't get me wrong, but there's no opportunity to let that failure hold you back and keep you there. That's disastrous. There's just no point. Because you're gonna fail, and I failed many times, still did today, and I just realized it's just part of life. But you get through it. So mindset was one thing first. Realizing that you are always gonna fail, it's never gonna change. Realizing people will have opinions, it's not fact. Everything people say about you, it's just opinion. The only person that knows you proper fully is God. Like every single hair on your head. Nobody else knows you that well, and I feel like as humans we always judge people with limited information. So you need to understand that people who are saying things about you are judging you with limited information. So that alone should be enough to boost you, because they don't know nothing about you really and truthfully. So that was it basically, and I proved to them that they knew nothing about me, because by the end then they could say, oh okay, how is this and this and this. Why? Because they got to know me a little bit more. So that's what I would say really, basically.
You're dropping bare bars, you know, I can't lie. You're dropping a lot of bars. I'm trying to stay calm. I should be getting like, yes! I'm trying to stay calm.
Oh god.
But,
if you are thinking about switching careers, do it. Life, they always tell you in life that you've got to stick to one thing. Now you could switch if you want to. You can switch. There were so many people in my course that did other things. So don't be afraid to do that. But yeah, go for it, apply. Especially my black peoples.
So are people able to like book appointments with you, like, or do they have to do it through the actual practice?
Yeah, you can do it through the practice, or you can do it through my website. So if you go on my website, it'll kind of direct you to, depending on which practice you pick. At the moment I'm only working in 2, and then it will kind of show you. So like smilewithhauwa.co.uk, by the way. You can just go on there and it just has a little bit more about me, what I do and where I work. In one of the practices, I'm about to say where it is. It's £75 for your initial consultation. In that appointment as well, you have obviously brushing techniques and all of that jazz that's going to help you, and also the fabulous clean. And then the other price is the one in the city, and that one's £96. And the reason why their price is that high is because, not because just they're in the city, but they're set up from reception to getting into the surgery with me to when you leave. It's a different type of level. It's another type of level, and you get a little bit more in the appointment as well, because you get I use this machine called Airflow, which helps to remove staining and make the teeth look whiter. So you get something added to the appointment as well. Usually when the people do Airflow, they don't even charge £96, they charge like 120, and we're talking about places who are not in the city. But they do that in the whole appointment. You get consultation, everything, clean, 96. But obviously if you have more complicated issues, like you have your teeth, they're black across, and you've been smoking a lot, that's not going to be done with £96. I can tell you that now. It's a lot of effort. Because in the appointment, we're not just cleaning teeth, we're also going to check your gum health, your teeth health. We do a quick mouth cancer screen as well to check all the tissues look healthy, which is so important. Even I go just to get that check, because you just never know. and then we go into oral hygiene, how to clean your teeth is much more important than getting the appointment of cleaning your teeth. Because if you clean your teeth really well and you listen and you get the technique, you will not need me that often. Like literally, you will not need me that often. And if I see you the next time and you're doing well, I'm going to say, well, let's see you once a year. And £96 once a year over £3,000 for an implant, I think that's not too bad.
Yeah. You've got yourself another customer, innit? And you're going to have some more. So yeah, I'm going to put the website in here and...
Yes, calm down. I need more patience. Do you know what I mean? I'm bored.
Come on, let's help out Hauwa a bit more, innit? And like, you got your YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, it's Smilewithhauwa YouTube channel. I need to post more videos, to be fair. There's a lot more information there about like my journey, my apprenticeship, everything that I did, and then it shows you a little bit about. I do a little bit of vlogging. I've only done like one, but yeah. And just like how to brush. If you're looking for a new electric toothbrush and you don't know which one to buy because they're all expensive, go watch my Oral-B video. I saw it all out for you, basically. I tell you where to get a nice cheap electric toothbrush that does the job, saving you money. And then there's lots more videos that are going to be coming that are going to be quite helpful, and saving. I'm giving you tips and tricks that people are paying for free.
For free.
For free on YouTube. So subscribe.
Yeah, I'll drop it in there. I'll drop it in. If there's one thing that you could improve or change in the black community, what would it be?
One thing that I could change. That's a good one. One thing that I would change in the black community is, might I just say, I'm super proud of the black community. Like, I think we're lit. Do you know what I mean? Like, the way we support each other, the way we do things, the way we get things done, especially like on Twitter. Have you ever seen like when someone's gotten their car stolen and how everyone's very quick to find the car?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, bro, like you got... Yeah, I really love like our black community and just how we're quite united. But I feel like the unity could be even better in terms of education around finance. I feel like that's always an issue for us. I feel like it's always an issue for us because it changes things. Like, so I feel like as black people, we need to put more effort into learning about investing. We need to put more effort about learning about investing. And when I say investing, I don't mean short term, I mean long term. I mean a vision. I feel like we need to be more visionary, not short term. We don't need to like buy fancy cars and all these things for, you know, whatever. Obviously, if you want to treat yourself, you've worked hard and you want to buy a gift for yourself, you want to do that, that's great. But I mean investing, things that don't depreciate, right? So thinking about maybe like generational wealth, even if you don't want to go as far as generational wealth, but thinking about maybe going back to Africa where you come from to kind of build something, anything, you know, or start something. So I feel like we need to start thinking along the lines of investing back into where we come from, investing into our generation. So especially with like the older generation, we need to learn from them. Something they do. Have you ever had the situation where someone will call your mom and be like, oh, I need to send money back home, I need to send money back home, and it's like they're sending money back home to adults, grown people, you know, grown men and women. Don't get me wrong, they do, there's a lot of us that do need support, but I feel like it should be going to their children. And I say this because they are actually the future. And the problem, for example, in Nigeria at the moment is they don't have opportunities. They're there, they're ready to do X, Y, Z, B, W, and they're so inventive and they put in the work. If you invest in them a little bit more, since the government is not going to invest in them, I feel like you could see amazing things. We would see amazing things. I feel like rather than going backwards and investing in the older generation, we should invest in the younger generation. Put your money there a little bit more. If someone comes with you with an idea or whatnot, obviously you suss it out and whatnot, but be more open to investing in younger people and their ideas. Be willing to take that risk if you can. I think we need to do more of that, not just sending money to solve problems. It's so short term. And I know, yeah, we're trying to be. I just feel like as Black people, we've always been in this whole survival mentality. How do you say it? Mentality. But we need to get out of survival. We're good. We're good. Now we need to go uphill.
Yeah.
We need to run uphill. Obviously, it was hard for parents, and we've got to start challenging ourselves a little bit more and putting a little bit more hardship in there and get the investments going. Also, the knowledge. Like my parents during lockdown, they learned about life insurance and things like that. And you really have to do your research with those things as to like when situations actually happen, where does the money come from, where does it go, how does it work? So like your terms and conditions, not just signing up to things. Like you really need to, people need to look into that, because a lot of people are using all these different ideas to make their life easy. Like take dentistry for example. A lot of patients don't pay for it. They have dental insurance which covers it, so it doesn't come out from their pocket, or their jobs cover it. But I feel like sometimes as Black people, we don't really check these things. We're just like suffering. Just like, you know, we're just like sweating, and we just keep thinking we don't want money to drop from our pocket, but we don't think like, how can we make it so that we don't have to spend as much? Rather we invest, or how can I get this to pay for itself? You know, just kind of changing that mentality into like investment. That's what I would like to change in the Black community. I feel like if we did that, it will be a wow. It is scary, don't get me wrong, but the more knowledge, you get better at it. Like I know everyone's been quite excited about cryptocurrency and all that stuff there, which is like, it's great to see people talking about investments like that, but there's so much more. You don't have to be just in the short run. It could be for the long run. The long run makes the big difference. A lot of these people, they learn all these things and then they pass it on to their kids, and their kids learn these things. That's why they get less stressed. And you'll be wondering, you see these people in uni, they're coming into classes like with Gucci and this, and they're coming in with full hot meals and that, and you're eating your cold tuna salad. You're thinking like, wait, where are you getting the money from? And they're talking about they're investing this and this. They learn about stocks and shares and that. All that £300 I was getting for bursary could have been in investments and supporting myself and what. But you just don't know. You don't what you don't know. You can't. You know, it's ignorance is bliss, and it's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, and more knowledge, more power, as they say as well. So you're very right on that, man.
More knowledge in the right place, because you know sometimes I get this battle of how much. What do you take on? Because we can't learn everything. So what's important to learn? So I think it's important to decide what knowledge you're gonna spend time on and what you're gonna gain knowledge in. You don't need to gain knowledge in everything. There's just certain things. You know what I mean?
You need to make yourself effective in certain areas.
Exactly.
But, I'm gonna say that too. How do you get your knowledge? Like, how do you get more knowledge?
Twitter really helps. Like I go on Twitter to see. I get the news from Twitter, the true news, you know what I mean? But I would see people who would talk about financial stuff. Like sometimes I'll see people saying, this person is crowdfunding and whatnot, and I'll be like, what is this? And I'll Google crowdfunding, and I'll go on there and I'll see what the conversation is, what they're talking about, and I'm like, what? Free trade, this, that. And then by the time you start researching them words and whatnot, you come up across these companies and their websites, and you read more information. Next thing you know, you're getting this understanding. Like I've learned a lot of stuff from Twitter, I can't lie. But obviously don't go to Twitter as your only source. There's so many different places. If you're thinking about Bitcoin, go to bitcoin.org. They have so many different information about how it all works. I think it's important to learn. Crowdcube have lots of amazing opportunities to invest, and you can start really small, even if you just want to put £100 in. And the Crowdcube is more like companies though, companies like startups and things like that you can invest into. You can start even smaller with like free trade. Because I'm self-employed, I have to think about my own pension. So you can do an investment pension fund rather than putting just money aside. It's an investment, so that will give you a bigger turnover. So you can do that with free trade. I feel like they should be paying us for this. You can do this with free trade. Free trade is really good, and you can invest in like little companies like Sainsbury's. Well, I say they're little, but you can invest in like Sainsbury's and whatnot. That Sainsbury's is doing quite well right now. Just like in stocks and shares, and it's not hard to learn it, to be fair. You can do courses. I know people always see people selling courses on YouTube and all these things, and you think, wow, they're just trying to take my money. It's education. You have to be willing to pay the money just to learn. Even if you don't start making money from it immediately, knowledge in regards to how you're going to handle your finances is always good. And I always find with a lot of these courses, you can reapply it to other aspects of your life. So it's not just a course, let's say, to learn how to shop online. The course has actually told you how to build a whole business, and you start to realize it when you start to do that. So I feel like there's just lots of different opportunities. You've just got to be willing just to learn, pay money to learn.
Okay, final words of encouragement for your people.
Don't feel the pressure of deadlines in terms of your age. I used to always feel this pressure. Like, I feel like when you're young, you have no concept of age, because when I was younger, I was like, when I'm 16, I'm going to be a millionaire. 16 come now, and I'm thinking about sixth form, A-level. I'm thinking, what? This ain't supposed to be it. You know what I mean? Like, and I thought people get that as well when they're 25 or 24. They're like, oh, I'm meant to be married with kids. Like, this is meant to be it. Listen, you gotta let that go. You have to let that go. The main important thing is that you're healthy, you look after yourself. There's always room to like change and do more. So just focus on that, really. Don't focus about the age, because literally you just finished being a toddler and a child. You went through school, and then all of a sudden you're expected to have children and all types of things and have a house and whatnot. But you forget that you still have to figure life out as you go along doing these things. It's like, you don't have to do that in just 10 years. It took you 10 years just to walk and talk. Give it, slow down. Like, that 30 doesn't have to be it. Do you know what I mean? The main thing is like looking after yourself. Do what you can now. If you have an idea and you've always wanted to do it and you're sitting on it, just do it. Life is short. And even if it's just one person or two people that benefit from it, start a YouTube channel. I know people always say, oh, there's so many people who are already on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Find your niche, what you're passionate about, and start it, because it can help. Even if it's 5 people, 6 people, and you're interested in helping people, go for it. If it's going to help you as well develop as a person, because the world is turning digital, you have to get in on it. And when I say get in on it, it's because the future might end up just being totally digital, and you don't want to be left behind struggling with it like our parents were when WhatsApp first came out. Like, you don't want to be struggling. You just want to get it straight away. So yeah, just go for it, and don't be afraid to like change careers and just do different things. You don't have to be, you can create yourself multiple lanes. You don't have to be just one thing.
Thanks for that, man. Like, honestly, it's been a pleasure having you on. Your story is very interesting, very inspiring. Like, you've taught us to persevere, just focus on our own lane. The confidence, like, you got this aura, so like, trying to get that from the screen, you know, and like, I hope everyone else takes into it the same way I have as well. But yeah, wish you all the best. You're gonna keep thriving, keep shining. The teeth, keep smiling. Need to book a appointment as well. So yeah, I'll do that. But, yeah, keep elevating and reaching new heights, man, and bring others in when you can.
Definitely. Well. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing videos soon anyway about like how to get into dentistry and stuff like that. So if that's what you're interested in, then 100%. And entrepreneurship and stuff like that, I'll probably do that a bit later on. But yeah, go for it, man.